Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea. If you're new here, if you're not new, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is at I am CCsuarez. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. My huge commentary playlist is up there. Anti-MLM, top fails, MLM horror stories, unethical influencers series, and then just like other commentary things too. All up there. Yeah, merch is down below. Other things are down below as well. And that's it for the intro. So let's just go ahead and get into today's video because it's a doozy. We have yet another IGTV to react to. I'm not gonna lie, usually these are kind of my favorite just because sometimes the Zoom calls are a little bit much, but I like these a lot. So the title of this IGTV is Learn to Say F It. Are you ready to learn to say F it? Should I grab my notebook? Let's learn to say fudge it.
Guys, I'm just waiting for somebody to hop on really quick. It always takes a second. Oh, I see you. Okay, yay. It always takes a second. Yay, guys, I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Hi, Esty. I'm obsessed with you. Hi, Cass. Oh, I was like, I cannot see you.
Gotta have a filter because I have no makeup on right now.
Let me move my thing up a little bit because I'm like low. Guys, I did like the worst job.
We're going to do something a little bit different. It's totally not something that we do like 4 times a week. Definitely not. I'm just putting my hair up, so I'm not like, I don't need to tell you why I'm putting my hair up. I'm just putting it up. I don't need to tell you why I've been wearing the same shirt in the last 3 videos. I don't need to tell you.
At making my bed, so nobody judge me. It's literally like falling apart. Yay, I'm so excited. You're super close to the camera.
That's because I'm sending this live to people. Hold on.
I was like, your face is like all up in it. Sometimes it does that with filters. I love you in pink. You're so cute. Your head's cut off like a. Your head's cut off a little bit. It cuts you off like right here. It's because of the filter. Yeah, you're good now. Yay. Okay, well, hey, you guys. Okay, so we're going to be doing this every single Monday, and we're just going to be talking about different topics because Cass and I both have grown so much as people. Like, we had a heart-to-heart one night, and we were like,
lucky me. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Every Monday? Am I invited?
Like, holy shit, like, we both used to be actual messes of human beings. Like, it's literally honestly like, I don't even want to say it's embarrassing who I used to be because it's really not, because I think we go through phases of our life for a reason, but I don't know the person I used to be. And I think that all of like the self-growth both of us have done, I think that we have a lot of knowledge to share and just a lot of like life hacks. Like, I think when you learn about yourself and learn how to become a better person, life just becomes so much easier. And so that's really why we wanted to start doing this. Obviously this is our first episode, so we're going to work out some kinks, but we wanted to call this episode Fuck It because, guys, life is just so much better when you just fucking say fuck it, okay? We're going to say fuck a lot in this. So if you're around kids.
Also, the fact that she's saying life's just so much better when you say F it. Like, don't get me wrong. I kind of agree with it. Like, not really. But in like a... Does it look like I have a lazy eye? Like, I feel like it looks like I have a lazy eye. Because this one's straight. Well, what the fuck? Okay, so like, I didn't know this, but like for the past 2 videos, this eyebrow's been like completely crooked. So we're just gonna fix it real quick. Because I'm not just gonna say F it about that. Because... that's my eyebrow. Oh my God, I look so janky. I guess I could keep talking. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I just think it's so funny when little like 22, 23, 24-year-old Monat girls are like, I've changed so much because of this company. When in reality, it's like, girl, most people aren't the same person they were when they were 19, 20, 21 until like, you know, to 25 to 30. Like, I'm a much different, me and Tony both are very different than we were when we were 25. Very different. I mean, think about it. We've been together since we were 19. We are completely different people now. I don't want to say completely different, but we're the same person, but we've also grown so much and we've just evolved. Wait a minute. Oh, I just got so confused. Oh, it's because of that. Well, fuck. Okay, I think I fixed it, but also I didn't. So I have a scar in this eyebrow from where my brother accidentally hit me in the face with a baseball bat when I was little. And you can, sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. This is going to be one of the days you can tell.
If you're around kids, like, you probably should walk away. But seriously, you guys, like, the idea of
Be
just
18 and older to watch our
18 R-rated.
R-rated.
But just the ability to say fuck it is honestly like the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And we're going to explain what we mean by that. But the first thing I wanted to touch on, guys, is if you're somebody that puts timelines on your life, you need to stop. Because I spent so much of my life telling myself, you know, I'm going to be married by this age, have kids by this age, I'm going to be a millionaire by this age. But when you create these unrealistic expectations for yourself, you live in a constant world of disappointment. So you have to let go of those unrealistic expectations for yourself, and you have to stop creating these fantasies of what your life should look like, because otherwise you're just going to be in a constant state of letdowns. You're going to always be, you know, mad that your life isn't at a certain point, upset that you haven't met your soulmate yet, upset that you don't have a ring on your finger yet. And when you spend time focusing on this shit that just doesn't matter, you miss out on all the stuff that does matter. You miss out on creating a life that could be way better than whatever you expected for yourself when you were a kid.
I mean, again, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But the weird thing is that doing exactly this and playing or twisting this pain point is exactly how one of the many ways they get people to like fall for what they're selling. So even in one of the last MLM fails, we read through the girls like my story highlight, and it's said in there like, I didn't know what I was doing. Think about it. Whenever you see anyone in an MLM talking about their story or their life before, their rags to riches story, their rags to MLM debt story, they're always like, I was so lost. I just got out of college, or I was in college. I was 21 and I didn't know what to do with my life. And it's like, baby, no one does. What are you doing? Stop. Calm down. It's okay. None of us know what the fuck we're doing. Like that's not just a millennial joke. We all don't know what we're doing. It's okay. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. But right now they're saying, don't put these timelines on your life, unreal expectations, you'll just disappoint yourself. And when you don't do that, then you'll have like a way better life than you ever could have. And I don't disagree with that, but I do disagree with it, of course, when it's being used MLM or any of these training sessions, right? I think what they're going to do is that they're going to say that like this business or whatever like allows them to say fuck it. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know how this would tie into their business.
And so, you know, you really have to learn how to let go of that picture you painted for yourself. And we wanted to start this call off by just sharing a little bit about our stories, because we actually have pretty similar stories as far as like starting our life over. So I'll go first and just give you guys like a Spark Note version, because I could talk about.
You didn't start your life over. You joined a pyramid scheme. Okay, I know I just said I don't know how they're going to rope this in, and I am silly. I should have known right away. They're going to say that you should just say F it and join the MLM, because then you can start over with your life and you can basically like get all these things or build the life that you were actually meant to have. And the fact that she just said, we like started over? Girl, you didn't start over. You joined a pyramid scheme. Also, the other girl looks really depressed. Like, is she okay?
About it forever. But so, okay, let me give you a quick background. So I was a hairstylist. Okay. So growing up, ever since I was like 10 years old, I told myself, like, I'm going to work in the beauty industry. I'm going to cut hair. I'm going to be a hairstylist. I told myself I was going to own my own salon. My dream was to live in LA and own my own salon in LA. Ever since I was young, that was my dream. So when I turned 18 years old, I moved to California. I dropped everything. I graduated high school and I said, I'm going to go move to Laguna Beach, California. Didn't know anything, didn't have a job. I told myself I was going to go to beauty school. I told myself I was going to start my life, follow my dreams. And I did it when I was 18 years old. When I got to California, I hated everything about it. It was not what I expected. I was depressed. I was broke. I was, you know, working a job I hated. I was getting I don't want to say sexually harassed because that's a very strong word, but I was getting harassed by my boss. I hated everything about it. I just wanted to come home. what I thought was my dream my entire life ended up being the most miserable experience ever. So when I was 18 years old, I had to let go of that expectation I created for myself my entire life. And I left California, which was my dream, for over 10 years. I moved back to Wisconsin, where I was from. I went to beauty school, and I was working at a salon in Wisconsin. When I was 10 years old, that's not what I wanted. So fast forward 3 years working in the salon.
Oh my Lord. Did she just say, when I was 10 years old, that's not what I wanted? Comment down below, when you were 10 years old, what was your like life dream? What was your like dream job? I can't even remember. Okay, 10 years old, so that's fourth grade, right? I think I wanted to be like a fashion designer or an interior designer. One of those, I think. I don't remember. I was in fucking fourth grade. No idea.
I was a lot happier than I was in California, but then I started to fall into depression again. And I was like,
Also, how she said, when I was 18, I graduated high school and I moved out to LA, and I didn't have a job set up. I didn't have a plan. Everything fell apart. I was so depressed. I had no money. I was broke. Like, girl, it sounds like you just planned extremely poorly, and what you could have or should have done was finished beauty school in Wisconsin and then moved out to LA. If you had a job secured and gotten experience out there, built your network out there, and saved up and bought your own space and salon. Like, sounds like you were just extremely immature. That's what it sounds like.
I was like, you know what? Why am I here? I'm not happy. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. So I just decided from that point forward that I was going to live my life out of this mindset of just not caring. I was like, you know what? Anytime I have a desire to do something, I'm going to go and do it. So I quit my salon job. I started a network marketing business, no prior experience. I moved from Wisconsin to Florida.
I started a network marketing business. No, you did not start a network marketing company. You joined an MLM. And why? You don't need any experience. Like, no experience? Oh my God, I like took a chance. No, someone manipulated you into it because, like you said, you were depressed. They saw you were depressed and they got you into it. Like, that's it. My eyebrows are still crooked. Okay, I'm gonna fix it this time. All right, I just tried for like the 6th time to fix my eyebrow and I think I got it. Probably not. I need to finish this video so I can go make steak tacos.
And I just completely started my life over. And
wait, hold on. How old were you when you started your life over?
21.
21. Okay. I
21. Yep.
Timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 years later, when I was 21 years old, I completely started my life over. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up my stuff. I'm going to move from Wisconsin to Florida, and I'm going to start over. And I did. And from that point forward, I told myself, I'm just going to live a life of freedom. I'm not going to care what people say. I'm not going to let opinions stop me. And I'm going to see where my life takes me. I've now been in Florida working for myself for a little over 2.5 years. And I have been the happiest I've ever been. And when I first decided that I was going to move from Wisconsin to Florida and quit my job, guys, I had $1,000 in my bank account, and my whole family was like, you're crazy. What are you doing? I moved to Florida with a guy I was dating for like 6 months at the time. They were like, you're going to break up. What are you doing? You're going to mess up your entire life. You finally got your head on straight. What are you doing? And I was like, you know what? This is something that I am just called to do, and I'm going to do it. So I did not listen to anyone. I did it. My boyfriend and I did end up breaking up. But instead of me, giving up on everything and moving back home like I did when I moved to California, I stayed in Florida and I grew immensely. And that's why, we're able to sit here and talk to you about lessons we've learned, because we decided that we're just not going to let opinions stop us anymore. But I want you to tell your story about how you moved to Florida too.
So I'm just going to start fresh, kind of.
Attention all Monat market partners. Florida's closed. Don't come here. Do not come to Florida. It is closed. Please don't come to Tampa. We don't want you to come here. Please don't come here. Thank you. Goodbye.
About, high school, even college, a little bit like that. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that I was...
I'm sorry, is she drinking out of a vase? Ma'am, you're drinking out of a vase. She looks absolutely ridiculous. She is drinking... She's 1,000,000% drinking out of a vase. I can't.
I knew that I was good at working in mental health because of my own previous mental health problems, shit like that. Like, I'm not even gonna front about it. I struggled with depression, anxiety, trauma from other like sexually related things at a young age. So I kind of used that, and I was also in a really abusive relationship for 4 years. So I used that to help other people that struggle with the same thing, addiction, stuff like that. So I was working in a psychiatric hospital for 6 years. But I tried college. I did it for social work, and I was like, like, this is not me. Like, college is not for everyone, and that's absolutely fine. And I ended up dropping out. My mom paid off my student loans, and that, like, I just wasn't happy with that. Like, I still wasn't, I wasn't fulfilled. And I hated living in Pennsylvania. I lived there my entire life. I was like, I'm not meant for it. If you look at all my tattoos, everything is literally beach related. Like, I was obsessed with the Little Mermaid when I was a kid. Even till now, like, the beach is just something. I don't know if it's like my personality, but I was like, I need to live near the beach. And then I met this guy at Penn State, like where I'm from, and he's from Florida. COVID kind of happened, and we're still together, but he is from here, and because of COVID, we had to do long distance, but it like wasn't, something that we planned. It was kind of like shit just hit the fan, and we made it work. And then we had to do long distance for a while. I remember, like, I'm probably like in the middle of our relationship because we've only been dating for like a little under 2 years, but when we first started dating,
It's just so funny that they're like, I started my life over. It's called moving. You're not starting your life over when you move. You're not in the witness protection program. Also, both of them have, like, or this girl at least, both of them have just super sad and like horrendous backstories. And like I said, what I'm hearing is that someone took advantage of them. Like that is all I hear whenever I hear that. That's all I hear whenever I hear that, like, oh, this happened and this happened and this happened. And I was so depressed and I had no money and I was eating cat food. And then I joined an MLM and now my life's perfect.
Started dating, it was around spring break. So spring break last year, he was like, I'm gonna go home and visit my family for spring break. And then
I cannot listen to this. Like, I don't need to hear your love story, girl. Like, shut up.
For spring break. And then that was COVID. That was when COVID was like really bad, and his flights kept getting canceled to come back to PA. Anytime I would try to fly from PA to Florida, it would get canceled or like pushed back. So weeks turned into months, and months turned into even longer months. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this long distance shit. I don't want to be that type of girl that's gonna move for a man, but like in my head, he's the one.
The girl at the top, her name's Carly. Not saying her last name. I don't know her last name, but she cannot stop looking at herself in the camera, which, come on, we all do that, right? Like when we're FaceTiming, but you're not FaceTiming. This is like a business call that you're going to use to like get people. And then also her face makeup is just a completely different undertone and like tone than the rest of her body. And it's kind of freaking me out because it looks like this is like a deep fake. Like it looks like it's like her head doesn't belong on her body. Are we being catfished?
Like, you can't depend on a man. And even now to this day, like, he's not paying for any of my stuff. I am. And it's so crazy because they're like, you can't do it. I'm like, okay, well, watch me do it. Like, I'm gonna do it. Because the town where
I cannot stand the whole be your own sugar daddy thing with people in MLMs. It's like, you mean pay your own bills? Yes, pay your own bills, please. Pay for things for yourself. Don't rely on other people. And also, that's not really what being a sugar baby is. That's hard work. Oh, I hate it. I hate when they do that. It's like, oh, people say you're not going to be able to pay your own bills. Like, who's saying that to you?
Town that, like, people get stuck there and they don't leave. They end up, unhappy, or they get married, settle down, and they're stuck there. And it's like a cycle, and it keeps going and going and going. And I did not want that for me. So I knew at a very young age that I wanted to leave Pennsylvania, and that's exactly what I did. I said, fuck it. I literally put my car on a train, and it was like a 23-hour train ride from Pennsylvania to Florida, got my penthouse apartment that, Carl helped me find. And I've been living here since August of 2020. And
Did we miss a chapter in this story? Because she just said that she had $1,000 saved up, and then that her boyfriend helped her find an apartment, and she said a penthouse apartment. And then she also previously said that her boyfriend pays for nothing for her.
Also was brought into this opportunity, and I was working in a hospital, to make ends meet when I first moved down here. And then as soon as this opportunity was brought to me, I was like, well, if I'm already 24, because I think I was 24 at this point, I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not for me. I want to do something that's more fulfilling. So when you guys introduced this opportunity to me, I was like, I'm just going to make a way to do it and do this full time so that I can work from home, especially because of during COVID, like a lot of people are losing their jobs.
Okay, but how? She said she was working in a hospital. And then she said that previously she had been working in, not like in social work, but in, I don't know where she was working, but I assume, so she said she was working in a hospital, and then she said that she like wanted to be by the beach. Girl, what are you talking about? Please tell me how working in a hospital is less fulfilling than being in an MLM. They always say like, I just wasn't fulfilled, and then I found this. How is working in an MLM more fulfilling? How does it fulfill you? Please tell me, how does it fulfill you? Because when someone says, it's just not fulfilling to me, meaning like it's not giving you purpose, like it's not, okay, like it's not making you happy. I don't get it. I really just like, I don't get it. And I don't think I ever will. I don't think I ever will.
Be able to work from home. People have kids that they want to spend time with. So I just did it. I literally was like, you know what? And then I got to a point where I was like, fuck it. I'm quitting my job. I had enough is enough. And I did that. So since then, I've been doing this full time.
And like, I think that people just get so caught up in this idea of like wanting to do things, but then they're like, oh, but my parents don't support me. Oh, but I don't have money. Oh, but what about my job? Oh, what about my degree? Like, that's not a reason to stay in a situation that you hate, right? And so if you have a desire to do something, like sometimes you just have to cancel out the background noise and just do it, you know? And once you get in this mindset of just doing things that you want to do, regardless of what anybody says, whether it's switching careers, moving to a new state, breaking up with your boyfriend, like whatever it is, your life starts to change.
This advice is dog shit. This is horrible advice. Dare I say negligent, dangerous, dumb advice. And you know what? I'm going to give you some great advice at the end of this video, okay? Because I feel like this is just going to get worse. And we're only 12 minutes in, yet we're like 35, we're almost an hour into this video. So, or filming at least. So, let's just go.
Because you stop worrying about the little things and you start focusing on shit that actually matters. And so I'm at the point in my life where like when my friends call me and they're like telling me,
stop worrying about the little things, like not having any money or your parents not approving of what you're doing or your bulldog throwing a fit on the carpet right now and not behaving while his mom works, or, you know, ending relationships. What? And focus on what's important. What's important? Joining your scam?
me about drama or telling me about like a guy problem. I literally tell them like, listen, I love you, but I don't care because that's not important to me. Okay. I don't care what whoever said at the bar. I don't care what whoever's doing. I don't care about that guy that's not texting you back. Like I care about making my life the best life that it can be. And that means something different to every single person. So
I think that's what makes us such a good team because we're both.
So she's just a horrible friend is what I'm hearing her say. When my friend calls me and tells me this or tries to tell me anything about their life or what's going on with them right now, I just say, I don't care. No wonder she like does not have friends outside of the people that she's recruited into the pyramid scheme. Because apparently she travels up to Wisconsin occasionally and like goes back and forth, I guess. And I guess she's like recruited quite a lot of people up in Wisconsin as well. And obviously a good amount down here in Tampa too. But like, you sound like such a good friend.
Yeah, same mindset. If someone calls us up with drama, we're like, you know what? We are on a different page. Like, I'm good. I don't want anything to do with that. My priorities are different. And they're the same as yours.
And it's just like little things too, like even in, not even business wise, but even with this business, like so many people talk to us, you know, and they're like, oh, well, I really want to do it, but, and then they start like throwing out these excuses. Guys, life is fucking simple. If you want to do something, but yeah. If you want to do something, do it. That's like literally the secret to life. If you want to move, do it. There's no need for but and then this long paragraph.
There's no secret sauce either. Like
there's no secret sauce.
Or you're stuck. Like think of it now. Me and Carly love the same.
So basically just do how? This is embarrassing. Like, good Lord. I mean, listen, I wanna move to I want to move to Boca Grande and be able to do YouTube from there. Like realistically, that is the dream. Like if me and Tony could move down there, buy a house down there. Listen, if we don't end up having kids, we are for sure doing that. And he'll just work with me and we'll buy a boat and we'll just go fishing all the time. And we'll be out on the water all the time and on the beach. And like, that's the dream. That's the jam. Like, yes, I'll go get my tubes tied right now so we can do it. But like, there's a difference between like, yeah, that would be amazing. Like that's the dream, that's the goal. And then also having the awareness and the understanding of, okay, that like, unless I want to live in my car, I can't do that because I'm not going to be able to buy anything down there for under $1 million if I want to be on the beach. And we can't do that on just the money I make. And Tony can't, like he would have to quit his job if we moved down there. But they're saying, just do it. It'll make you happy. I also don't want to be homeless, ladies. Like what? These girls are not, please do not take advice from 20-somethings in multi-level marketing companies. Don't take advice from anyone in a multi-level marketing company, but specifically 20-somethings in multi-level marketing companies. Was I this dumb when I was 20, what is she, 23? I couldn't have been. Was I? No, I was already working in sales. We got engaged. Yeah, we were engaged. I don't think I was this stupid. Oof. I mean, shit, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just kidding. I was. Ooh, wow.
Time to people that, you know, are interested in what me and Carly do. They're like, okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? 5 years from now, I'm going to be 30. I'm going to be a senior executive director. I'm going to be able to travel. Like, shit I'm already doing.
But
and I'm
this
25.
is the thing. When you ask people that question, when you ask someone, where do you want to be in 5 years? Half of the people cannot even answer that question because they're so zoned in on shit that does not matter, that the shit that does matter, like what are your goals? What type of things do you want to accomplish? What type of person do you want to be? What type of role model do you want to be for your future kids, you know?
Literally,
what impact do you want to leave on the world? If you die tomorrow, what impact are you leaving on the world? How many lives are you changing, right? And so many people cannot even answer that question because they're so zoned in on shit that just doesn't matter. And that same shit that they're worried about is the shit that stops them from doing what they want to do, you know?
Okay, hold on. Because the first little message in this whole IG live was, don't put timelines on your life. Don't put unreal expectations. And they were saying like not to do exactly what they're doing. So for instance, my goals and all that has changed so much. And the answer of like, where would I like to be in 5 years? And then like, where do I see myself? Like, or like, what are my goals for the next 5 years? Like, that's different. It's like dream. And then like, okay, like what's more attainable or what's more realistic? Like, yeah, I would love to be in like a custom built home, but I would love to have one kid and have one on the way as well. Like that's where I would like to be. I would like to be at 200,000 subscribers, maybe even more at that time. I want to be doing more basically. But also if the last 2 years, 3 years have taught me anything, it's that you really just got to work towards what you want and not put that pressure on yourself. And when you make plans, God laughs. So, hell, I didn't think I was going to be doing this full time a year ago. A year ago today, I posted my first anti-MLM video. A year ago today. That is crazy. And now I'm doing it full time. Like, yeah, I worked my ass off for that, but these girls don't make any sense. I didn't get there by saying, fuck it. I got there by working hard and planning stuff out and taking a very calculated risk. There's a difference between a very calculated risk and just saying F it, you know, like very different.
And it comes down to little things too. Like you go to the gas station and the cashier gives you $3 back in quarters. You get pissed and talk about it. You're driving a car, someone cuts you off, you call your mom and tell them about it. Like you have to figure out what matters and what doesn't. And when you...
Who gets mad when the cashier gives them $4 in quarters? Who cares about that? Who cares about that? Like, it's the same money. Who cares? That's so weird. Or someone cuts you off and you call your mom to tell her about it. No, I don't think I've ever called my mom when someone cuts me off to tell her about it. I think that just really showed like how young and immature they are. And you can be any age and be immature. You can be any age and be mature, but that's not the case here.
stop like letting your mind be consumed by shit that doesn't matter, you leave more room for stuff that does. So I don't know if you guys have ever read the book or heard of the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But if you guys have
Okay, so she's told us what doesn't matter, but what does matter? Because I still don't know. Wiggum, do you know what matters? He's got his little thing out. Put your fang away. That's rude.
Never read that book, like I promise it will change your perspective on everything.
No, it won't.
And the entire book is about basically like the saying. Okay, so he starts the book out by saying the desire for more positive experiences is actually negative. So the entire book is literally revolved around stop wanting a more positive life, because the more you focus on wanting this perfect life, the more negative that becomes, because you hold on to these expectations. And it's so true, because, you know, our entire life, we're focused on trying to be perfect. We're focused on having the perfect career, the perfect timeline of events happening, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect husband. Like, why are you spending so much time focusing on things that you can't control, right?
Carly,
like,
how many people told you like that you couldn't do it when you first moved to LA or when you moved to Florida, and they were like, oh, well, you guys are going to break up. Like, how are you going to stay there? Da, 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 da. Like, same.
She said we're so focused on having like the perfect timeline, the perfect whatever, the perfect husband. Stop focusing on things that you can't control. I'm pretty sure you control who you marry. Not like you control the person, but you decide who you marry. If they don't meet your standards, you could just not marry them. These are children.
Thing with me too. Like, everyone doubted me. I'm from a small town. I was like, you know what? The funny thing is, a lot of those people hit me up now and they're like, what are you doing? I love to see you all successful and shit. It is because I stopped giving, like, we're gonna keep coming back to it, but I stopped giving a fuck. If I gave a fuck what people think, I would be miserable trying to push my way through college. College is not for me. That's fine. You know what? I would still be living in Pennsylvania, you know, probably with some, you know, ugly ass white guy with a regular corporate job, like, not happy. Like, what? That's not me. That's not what I want.
Life is just too damn short, you guys. Like, the more I get older, like, I'm only 24, so I'm talking like I'm 40, but like, I'm young as fuck.
Because
still,
your mindset is like,
I have an old soul, okay? And the more that I talk to people, like, okay, just to give you an example, and this is not hating at all.
Did she just say she's talking like she's 40? And then she said that she's 24, but she said that she started Monat when she was 21, and then she's been in Monat for 2.5 years. So wouldn't that make you 23? Or I guess it, like, where her birthday falls, I guess she could be 24. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
I just want you guys to understand this example. So I went home back to Milwaukee a few weekends ago, and guys, I saw the same people out at the same club at the same VIP table that I saw when I lived there 3.5 years ago. And guess what? Not a damn thing changed about their lives. They're still getting blackout drunk every weekend. They still live at home. They're still barely making ends meet. They're still hating their life. And here I am, who accomplished so much since I left home. And it was because I just decided that I wasn't going to let stupid shit stop me anymore. That's and so the next time that you guys...
How do you know if they hate their lives if you don't even, like, talk to them or associate with them? And guess what? You're 24. It's okay to still live with your parents when you're 24. That's fine. Wiggum says that's fine. Like, it's okay. It's just so annoying to be like, and they hate their lives and they're miserable and they're poor. Do you actually know that? Because unlike you, they don't post their paycheck. There's not an income I'm sure there's not an income disclosure statement for whatever company they work for, girlfriend. So we don't know a range of how much they make.
Or the next time that you have a desire to do something, you just have to go for it.
Literally, fuck it. Just do it. Same
literally,
thing with
fuck
me.
it.
I told you I just went home. Like, the job I was working at the hospital, I had a family member die, and they told me, like, oh, you can't get off. We're short-staffed.
I have the desire to punch this girl in the face. Should I go do it? No, don't do that. Sometimes I have the desire to not film at all and not edit at all, not post a video all week. Should I do that? No, because then I'm not going to make any money, which I'll still make money because it's actually passive income, unlike being in an MLM, but I will make considerably less money. So I have to keep showing up to work, obviously. And it's always worth it after I post it. Makes me feel good. Like I said before, this is just reckless. Like, yeah, go for it. Do it. Do what makes you happy. But also make good choices. Make good decisions. Don't join an MLM.
Literally,
for me, I told you I just went home. Like, the job I was working at the hospital, I had a family member die, and they told me, like, oh, you can't get off. We're short-staffed. As soon as they said that, I was like, fuck that. Like, that was when me and Carly, we were in a mansion that we rented for our girls doing a team bonding event. And then shortly after that, it was time for me to go to PA. It's like, I'm not going to ask you. Who am I? Like, that's not the type of person I want to be. No one's going to dictate me, tell me what I need to do, tell me how much I need to be paid. If you don't have a degree, you get this dollar amount. Or if you do have a degree, like, why settle? Literally, why settle?
100%. And I think that it comes down to the idea of detachment, you guys. Like, we get so attached to things that are out of our control that when things go wrong and things go a little bit sideways, it feels like our whole world is crashing down. But if you just understand the law of detachment, and if you stop getting attached to things that can be taken away from you, your whole life starts to change, okay? Like, I talk to girls that are like 22 years old and they think that their whole world stopped because their boyfriend of a year broke up with them. Guys, if somebody wants to do you wrong, whether it's your best friend, your family member, your boyfriend, if you know that there's nothing you could do to stop that person's action, then why the fuck are you spending all this time worrying about it and ruining your own life over something that you couldn't even control, right? You get laid off.
I mean, sure, like the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Can you tell I've been to NA and in therapy and treatment? Accepting the things that you can't control and knowing the difference is important, but like, this is stupid. And telling someone that they shouldn't waste their time experiencing the feelings of a breakup or of just anything that, you know, is making them upset is so rude. Like, that's so mean. That's mean as hell. Girl, you're valuable. Feel your feelings. Let's get through it. But no, it's move the F on. That's unhealthy. This is very unhealthy thinking and behavior.
From your job, that's out of your control. Why are you spending your entire life talking about that, right? There's so many
complaining about it. Everyone loves
complaining about it because we get attached to the way that life should be, and we forget to realize that when you give less fucks, that's when your life really starts to happen, right? My life really did not start until I moved to Florida and I quit my job and I did what I really wanted to do. Because those 3 years that I was working at the salon doing the right thing, I hated my fucking life. I look back at those years and I'm like, I was miserable as fuck, okay? And it's like, now I have never been so powerful. I've never been so happy. I've never been so confident. I can conquer the damn world because I decided to live life for myself. And I stopped letting outside things stop me. And I'm like known in my family for being like the odd sheep and just doing whatever the fuck I want. And for so long.
The odd sheep? It's called the black sheep, you garbage gremlin. And I'm all for, you know, learning not to care what other people think when people are just going to be rude and obnoxious. But also there's a complete difference between your entire family telling you like, hey, or anyone telling you this is unhealthy or you shouldn't do that or whatever. And then just because of money, you aren't listening to them and you think you're just so happy and that's it. Let's be honest. All of this is about money. Being in an MLM, all of it's about money. They would not be in this if it wasn't for money. That's it. That is it.
My family like hated me for it. Like, they're like, oh, you're gonna fuck up your life, you know? And like now they admire me for it. Like, they call me and they're like, I wish I could do what you do. But it's simple. If you just do what you want and if you stop paying attention to the outside noise, your life will get so much better. And
if you just put yourself in an echo chamber and ignore everyone and have no self-awareness and block out all the red flags and just put on those rose-colored glasses so all the flags look like red flags and put on your rose-colored glasses so all the red flags just look like flags, you're going to be so much happier. This is a cult.
And in that same book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, he also talks about the backwards law, which basically states that the more you chase feeling good, the less good you actually feel. So, guys, I want you guys to...
Isn't that what this entire call is about? Is saying fuck it and doing what you want to do to be happy? Didn't both of them chase happiness down to Florida because they wanted to be happy because they were unhappy where they were? There's so many contradictions. I am gonna go fucking flush my head down the toilet.
Back home, I started over in Florida a few years later. I'm not still dwelling on what I did when I was 18 years old, you know?
I feel like a lot of people that are watching this don't even know or understand that Carly and I were complete strangers. Literally strangers. We have the same story. Literally, both of us. Like, you're hearing our stories right now.
But you literally have the same story? No, you don't. You don't have the same story at all. You have different stories. You just moved to the same place and then then joined a multi-level marketing company. It's really the only thing you have in common, actually, literally.
We walked through the same life pretty much. Different walks of life, but we did the same shit. And you know, that's like such a crazy thing to think about. And like, obviously now we know each other, we've met in person, but like, it's because of this business. It's because of our mindset. If you don't have the same mindset or a similar mindset to what we're basically preaching to you guys, you're going to be stuck in the same boat.
If you don't have the same mindset that we are preaching to you, then you're going to be stuck. So if I don't think like they think, I'm going to be stuck. I'm not stuck, and I don't think like this. Because they are immature and reckless, manipulative, and honestly annoying.
And I hate to see people complain about that shit, like where they are.
And it's something that you can control. Like, I really want to stress that to you guys, and that's why we wanted to come on here and talk about this. Like, you can change your mindset. I wasn't always this way. Cass wasn't always this way. You know, I used to be like the biggest complainer. Like, if you knew me in high school, even up until I was like 20, I was always like, poor me, like, my life sucks, fuck this, you know, I had a bad childhood, whatever. Like, I was always playing the victim. I always had the victim mentality. But once you step out of that and teach yourself that you just have to do things for you, and you just have to accept that life isn't always going to be rainbows and butterflies, and that's okay.
Ma'am, that's also just called growing up. You're not going to have the same mindset, beliefs, attitude, shit, maybe even personality that you did, I'd say 14 years ago. Well, no. When did I graduate? What year is it? 10, 11 years ago. Then it's just so funny that she's like, the only way you can change your mindset is like by doing this. Oh no, it's not just having more life experiences and going from being in high school to being like 24. Like there's a lot of change that happens between that. And it's just, I still can't believe that she was like, this wasn't the dream I had when I was 10 years old.
Life becomes so much better, you know? And so you have to figure out what's important to you and what's not. You have to stop focusing on shit that probably won't matter in the long run and start focusing on things that do. You have to stop, you know, caring so much about opinions and, you know, what if this person makes fun of me? What if I don't succeed? What if I don't make a lot of money doing this? But what if you do? You know, you have to flip
But how is that even benefiting them? You worrying about what someone else thinks? Like, what? I don't understand that at all. Like, I can't even put it into words.
My thing
that
with that
used to be me too. Like, I used to care about what other people think.
They've been trying to talk over each other so much during this call. They're not listening to each other. They're just waiting to speak. And Carly's done most of the talking, yet she's like hosting this call to like interview this person. Why is that always how it happens? Can y'all just shut up? Can y'all just stop talking, please? Forever.
I used to care about what other people think. But now that I literally stopped giving a fuck, I mean, I obviously, you know, built into this type of person. I was not always like this, but now I am a lot happier overall. Business, personal life, romantic life.
And now I am blissfully ignorant and in an echo chamber and just really living my best life. Definitely. So there's a huge difference between being selfish and putting yourself first and setting boundaries and doing things like that in order to protect your own mental health, right? So for instance, I have been not looking at DMs as much anymore. I mean, I still do, but not as much. And then also only, you know, during certain times, like my phone has been dead for the past 5 hours and I don't care. I'm probably going to put it on the charger once I am done with this, but like, I'm not going to look at it until tomorrow morning. Probably not even going to charge it until tomorrow morning, honestly. That gives me peace. Like, that makes me happy because it's good to unplug. It's good to not care. And in my eyes, it's like, if anyone really needs me, they'll call Tony. It'll be fine. It can wait. Now, that is the type of attitude that I like thrive off of. Or like if I get horrendous comments on my YouTube channel, not just an opinion here or there, or, you know, someone challenging something I said, that's different. I mean, like legit just like insults and stuff like that. Yes, I'm going to block those people. I will screenshot it first so I can make a video about it and profit off of it. But the thing is that that is protecting me, preserving my mental health. That's complete, and that makes me happy. If we want to randomly go to the beach one day and I feel like I'm supposed to get a video up, or no, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, it's hard for me, but I'll just say fuck it and we'll go to the beach. And that's fine. If I don't want to go to something because I would rather just stay home, I'm going to do that. That's that's the healthy version of what they're saying. What they're saying is, I don't want to say unhinged, but it's reckless, very reckless. But again, the only reason they're saying it is because they want you to say F it and join their pyramid scheme. But they've also not only talked over each other, but contradicted themselves 47 times in this call. So am I supposed to care about, you know, goals and set these things for myself and know where I'm going in life? Or am I just supposed to say fuck it and do whatever I want? Am I supposed to chase happiness and do things that make me happy and not care? Or am I supposed to not chase happiness because that leads to more depression? This is what happens when you get advice from a 24-year-old in a pyramid scheme.
It's all about me at the end of the day. What are they doing for me? Like, I really don't care because it doesn't dictate my life. If you let other people dictate how you feel, how you live your life, or what you do, what makes you happy, then you're never going to be happy in life. Like, never.
I recently went through a breakup, and so I started like dating again like a few months later, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm ready to start dating again. And I kid you not, my friend from home in Wisconsin, she was like, aren't you like worried about the people that you start dating? Like, aren't you worried that they're going to see your Instagram and think that it's like annoying that you do network marketing? Like, dead ass, she said that to me. I looked at her and I said,
wow,
wait, hold up. I said, I should be worried about what a guy thinks of my own social media platform that I use for whatever the fuck I want because it's mine? What? I was like, I don't give a fuck. I said, guess what? Everybody's not for me. I'm probably not for a lot of people, and a lot of people aren't for me, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. If you think that what I do to better my life is a bad thing, then you're not someone I want to spend my time with anyways. I don't give a fuck. I'm living my life for me, and I don't care if you approve of it or not, you know?
Do you think that in like, let's see, she's 24 now, so when she's like 30, do you think she's going to be like embarrassed about this? What person in their right mind wants to be in a relationship with someone who is in a pyramid scheme?
And so you just have to get to the point of, no, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's that. And if you fit into my life, that's great. And if you don't, bye. Like, there's someone.
There's the door.
Yeah, there's the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. And there's somebody next in line that's going to love everything I do. And that's the people that I want in my life, right? And so again, the law of detachment, stop getting attached to things that you can't control. The only thing that you can control in your life is yourself, your reactions, the moves you make, the type of person you want to become, the personal development you do, the books you read. Do you see the common denominator here? The only thing you can control is yourself. So why do we spend so much time focusing on outside validation? That shit does not matter. You have to spend more time focusing on you and you only, and I promise your life will start to change. What I wanted to leave you guys with is another quote from the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So if you have not caught on, you have to read the book. It's so good. But there is a quote that he said, and it states, "You will never be happy if you keep searching for what happiness consists of." So stop being attached to what happy means, what your perfect life means, whatever expectations you created for yourself. Let go of that and just be. Do what feels right in the moment. Do what you desire. Let go of the what ifs. Let go of the but X, Y, and Z. And just see what happens when you just do whatever the fuck you want. Because I promise your life will start to change.
I don't even have the word but in my category. Like my vocabulary, like it's just not there. And I used to be the same person. Like,
stop chasing what happiness consists of. So stop chasing happiness and just do what you want. But aren't the things that make me happy, aren't those the things that I would want to do? What? And again, she's drinking out of a vase. Like, that thing's, it's bigger than her head.
And I used to be the same person. Like, literally when I was younger, I would complain all the time, kind of like what you said. And now it's like, I'm a whole different person. And one of my new girls that just signed up in our business, like, you were probably on our Zoom call, she was like, I don't know what happened to Cass, but since she left PA, she is not the same person, like, at all.
And I love that. That's the point of life, you guys. If you don't want to evolve, and if you just want to be the same person you were last year, last week, 2 years ago, like, your life is about growing, okay? Life is about becoming the best version of you. And you can't do that without taking steps to grow, right? If there's no pain, there's no gain. So stop trying to think that everything should be perfect all the time and start doing things that scare you. Start doing things that make you uncomfortable, because you will develop into someone that you never thought you could be, and it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, like, straight up.
I also feel like the environment and the people you surround yourself with really takes a toll on who you are as a person. Like, we say this all the time. Like, if you hang out with 6 bums, you're bound to be the 7th bum. If you hang out with 6 millionaires, you're bound to be the 7th. Like, you are who you surround yourself with. And I know, me personally, the environment that I was in when I lived in PA literally changed the way I am now. Like, I look at it as like a blessing in disguise, because if I didn't go through that, everything that I've went through, which we can talk on another episode, like, in detail specifically about all of that shit. But if I didn't deal with that stuff, if I didn't experience that, I would not be the person I am today. I would not be in the shoes that I'm in right now. I would not be living in a penthouse. I would not be friends with Carly. She's literally the same person as me. Literally. So
we were talking about that today, literally.
Punch yourself in the face every time they say literally. I'm still confused of how she got in a penthouse. And also, you're saying you live in a penthouse, but you're like in a closet right now. So show us the penthouse. I got to see this girl's penthouse. Well, Carly has me blocked, so I guess I can't. But no, I'll find her. It's just so unfortunate. Like, and it seems like that girl's a sugar baby, which, again, nothing wrong with that. But you can't act like, oh, I did all this. You just can't act like you did everything yourself, but then also you have a sugar daddy and say that Monat did everything, but yet it clearly hasn't. Yikes.
But honestly, like, I know that this is getting long, but we just wanted to share a little bit about what has helped us overcome a lot of our obstacles. And, you know, Cass, especially because you're newer in this business, like, you have grown so much. And I know so many people are acknowledging that. So many people are like, who are you? You know? And it's because you just decided to say, fuck it. You know, like, you just decided to become somebody you wanted to become. You stopped letting outside shit stop you, and you just decided to go for it. And look at what you've accomplished. Look at who you are. You know, like, you should be so proud of the girl you're looking at every single day.
Oh,
like, you are unstoppable.
I'm so proud.
And that's my favorite thing about you, because you're gonna stand up and you're gonna be like, I'm the shit because I decided to be.
Exactly. Literally, let that just sink in for a minute. Both of us, we both are the shit because we know that we are the shit. Like, literally, think about it.
If I would have said that 3 years ago, I would have been so worried about what people say. I would have been like, oh my God, they're gonna think I'm so cocky. Now I'm like,
me too.
I am who I am, and if you like it, that's great. I probably like you too. If you don't like it, I probably don't like you either. So bye.
I literally texted you last night about shouting out. I was like, I don't want to shout myself out because that sounds conceited, but, like, I'm pretty much a conceited in a healthy way person now because of this business.
Because you love yourself,
just let that
and you
sink into you guys.
You deserve to fucking love yourself.
Yeah, I just want, like, to leave it with this.
Let's talk over each other so no one can understand what anyone's saying. Good God.
I just want, like, to leave it with this, because I feel like this is also important for you guys that are watching. Like, are you happy in your current situation?
Yes.
Like, are you happy with the person that you are, or do you want something else for yourself?
I'm good.
You have to ask yourself that, because, you know, really, like, tonight, you guys, like, literally, if you don't have a journal, take, like, a shitty notebook and ask yourself, am I happy with my life? And if the answer is no, then ask yourself, what would make me happy? What do I need to change about my current situation? And how is that going to affect my happiness? How is that going to make my life better? And then what I want you guys to do is I want you to implement the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule is you act in 5 seconds. You do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you take an action that's going to bring you closer to whatever you wrote down to better your life. And even if you can't do it right in this moment, then set an alarm to do it tomorrow. But you have to start thinking about what you want, and then you just have to take action before you give yourself excuses and before you talk yourself out of it, because that's how you make changes, and that's how you become a powerhouse. That's how you change your life. By taking action and just do the things you want to do and stop letting outside excuses stop you. Like, straight up.
Literally mic drop. Like, did we just spit fire to you guys?
No, you didn't, because I just blocked out for the last like 5 minutes of that, because y'all are making no sense and you're saying the same 7 contradictory statements over and over. I'm actually going to give you some good advice with, of course, Wiggum snores in the background. And don't worry, I'm not a 24-year-old who's stuck in a pyramid scheme who has created quite a delusional and reckless echo chamber for themselves. If you have a goal in mind, keep it simple, keep it realistic. You should know what you can actually do and what you can't do. And if you want to make that happen, figure out steps that you need to take every day to make it happen. For instance, once I realized that switching to commentary content at this time last year was actually going to be viable for me, and that I could make a lot of money doing it, and that I could do this full time and help a lot of people, I decided, okay, I'm going to post as many videos as possible. And I did that. And I've doubled, quadrupled, oh shit. And I've quadrupled my follower count, or my subscriber count, within a year, which is crazy to even say. I don't know why I feel like I'm still at like 20,000 subscribers, which when we just hit 41,000. That's insane. But I worked my ass off. I knew what I needed to do. And sure, I sacrificed a few things here and there, but I also had someone, my husband, Tony, off-screen Tony, who was able to support me. And we made a plan, and we agreed that I could quit my full-time job, and if I did not hit a certain monetary goal by May, that I would just go ahead and get another job. It's the end of July and I'm still here, so that's exciting. But I think it's important to understand that, again, like I say in all my videos, you don't have to have everything figured out in your early 20s. You don't have to do that. Oh, you don't think the random job you have is going to fulfill you? Guess what? Most people aren't fulfilled in their jobs. Your job doesn't have to fulfill you. It just has to pay your bills. And that's it. That's literally it. What you do for fun can fulfill you. Your family can fulfill you. Your relationship, your dog, hobbies that you have, a legitimate side hustle. I'm trying to keep a straight face as I just hear Wiggum snoring and tooting under my desk. And also, please know that you are extremely valuable, and these people only post this type of shit or talk about this stuff or talk to you in general because they want to make money off of you. It is only for their financial gain. They don't care about anything else, just like they just said. They take everything to the extreme, and it's not healthy. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this video. It was ridiculously long, at least on my end. I've been filming for over 2 hours because I had to keep stopping and doing stuff, but I hope you have a great rest of your night, day, weekend, whenever you're watching this. And I hope you learned from this video how to not put yourself in an echo chamber, how to not be obnoxious while you're interviewing someone or FaceTiming someone, how to not drink out of a vase, and how to just not be in a cult, basically. Like, it's just so embarrassing. Could you imagine being like this? Not me. And today's comment shout out goes to Mandy Paz, who said, MLM Hun, I have no stress. Also, MLM Hun proceeds to cry on camera. That was such a good one. So thank you, Mandy. If you would like to be extremely spicy like Mandy, Mandy is actually clinically proven. There have been tests done. She's very spicy. So if you want to be like Mandy, all you have to do is subscribe and turn on notifications. Not for occasional notifications, for all of them. I promise you won't want to miss what we have coming up. Lots of stuff. So I'll see you in my next video, which will most likely be tomorrow or the next day, unless today's Friday. Because why? Because I typically, sometimes I can't help myself, typically I don't post on Saturdays or Sundays. But either way, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.